Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here doing the weekly reading for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is for the week of November 21st through to November 28th. With the moon moving through Sagittarius the weekend of these readings, I'm going to theme them around higher learning and awareness. So whatever is most prominent in your life this week, Capricorn, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to. And I hope that you find them helpful and healing. So what does Capricorn need to know about higher learning and awareness this week? I just want to say a very deep, heartfelt appreciation to all of my subscribers. Thank you so much for doing that. It really makes my day, and it also gives me a lot of confidence in the work that I do. So thanks for your vote of confidence in me. And for anyone who doesn't have time or doesn't enjoy the shuffling, just check out the scroll bar below. See when the cards are laid down and the reading begins then. It's usually around the 3-minute mark. And for those of you who enjoy the shuffling like I do, we're just looking for 2 more jumpers. All right, so that one came out face up. A couple of more jumped out in a little bit of a pile. So let's just get one more card for you here. And there it is. Wow, looks like a decent amount of a self-development this week, primarily in the spiritual life that you lead, unless there's something else that's intensely obvious going on to you. With regard to a general matter, this could very well be a spiritual matter for you this week, Capricorn. Let's look at why. So I'm not even going to say that this is something that could take you off guard or something that feels like it's coming out of nowhere. I'm going to suggest that you've been developing in this manner for quite some time now, whether or not you were aware of it or whether or not it was something that you even thought was important, okay? There could have been a personal spiritual development for you that didn't feel like it was going to turn into much, that is actually taking on a little bit of a life of its own here. If for any reason what's going on this week, Capricorn, isn't a spiritual matter, I'm going to suggest that this is a matter of the heart, okay? Not necessarily romance, it could be, but something within you, your spirituality, your heart, your sense of self is rising, okay? There's something here where there's a huge element of rising and developing beyond the person or the feeling or ideas you had about yourself. There's a breakaway from that. So we have Swan representing you this week. This is the Grace card. We have Antelope in the influence to your current position. Of course, this is action. And then Dolphin is mana. This is your probable outcome here. And here we have Eagle as general energy for the week. 2 brief things I want to say with regard to an element of spiritual growth or enhancement this week for you. The reason why I said that when I saw the cards laid out is because we have both Swan and Eagle. Now, Swan being grace is highly associated, as the Eagle card is, to the Ace of Cups in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. Of course, we're looking at spiritual matters, being led to a higher purpose or understanding a higher purpose, but further to that, acting on it. And of course, here we have action preceding a sense of grace here. So it could be a step that you've taken here that you didn't expect to pan out this quickly, or if you did expect it to, now you're starting to see the results of that. So there could be a great deal of joy involved as well. Anytime we reach levels of grace, though, remember it is by the grace of God, okay? If you don't want to put a label on that, that's fine. It could be, love energy. It could be, higher consciousness. It could be ascended master consciousness. So whatever label you need to put on something that resembles the concept of God this week, this is what we're looking at here. So a real appreciation of and an understanding of, but also a behavior. This is someone who's able to project grace, okay? See, because we can't give what we don't have, right? So now you have this to give, and this is how you're able to present yourself, and ultimately it's going to lead to such a sense of relief. If you've ever been lucky, or you might find this week, if this is new to you, that, there's, oh my God, thank you. Now I can relax, or now I understand what the grace of God feels like. So it's actually a very beautiful card to have. And if you find yourself saying, by the grace of God this week, this could be part and parcel here to you. It could be just higher levels of appreciation and love as well, okay? Here with Antelope being action, this is where I see you having had to either go through something recently or in the recent past that could have felt like a test to you somehow, whether or not you put yourself through this or not, or it was presented to you as a test for you to get through. But it really, all it means essentially is that you've come out the other side of this, okay? This test is over. The action is no longer necessary, or the action you did take has led you to this place, and now you understand why you had to do this, right? Whatever that action was. Even if it was uncomfortable, I'm not suggesting that it was uncomfortable, but even if it was probably for the best, because it's led you to this place of grace here, which again is complete and total acceptance, like total love, total grace. Really, or another term to use is like raised spirits, okay? If you're not into God, you don't want to use those terms, you can say your spirits have been raised. Something is very uplifting, even beautiful for you this week. So yeah, and I wouldn't be going on about that if we didn't have Eagle sort of influencing that as a general energy. So, and you could not even have been looking for this. This could even surprise you this week, Capricorn. And I secretly hope that it does, right? I hope that you're just like not expecting this, because that's even more beautiful. Because sometimes I think that you underappreciate yourself, or you get distracted or busy with other things. And, like many of us, we sort of forget that we're souls, right? We forget that we're, creating beautiful creations of light and joy. So this might even just be like a practice that you've had to do or undergo here to sort of, reestablish that. And here with Dolphin being your mana card, this is your probable outcome. And, mana is a biblical term. It basically just means that you've reached this higher consciousness. You have everything you need at a soul level. This is you purely understanding your sense of self, your sense in the world, that you're a child of God, or you're a child of, the grand scheme of things. It could even be that something feels like a dam has opened if you have been a traditionally unemotional person, not unable to express them, but more cerebral or intellectual, as it were. Most Sagittarians and Capricorns are. You could feel, all of a sudden that there's a little bit of break in that you don't mind being so excited or so happy or so overwhelmed with joy that you can actually express that. You can share a tear of joy, right? You can get excited about things that maybe feel a little bit childlike this week and not feel bad about it for the first time, which is beautiful. And recall, childlike isn't childish. Childish is, no one wants childishness, but childlike is actually beautiful. Childlike reminds us of our true nature, of our God nature, okay? So if this is happening for you this week, take some delight in it. Here with Eagle as the general energy for the week, as I mentioned early on, this is very closely associated here with the swan, not to mention that we have two birds here. We have animals that are of another species, right? They're so much different than us. They have so much more to bring us than things that we already understood and knew. And of course, with Eagle being spirit, that's literally its term. So spirit and grace, seriously for you, Capricorn, not messing around. Also, quickly with the the concept, the bodily concept of the eagle is to have an eagle-eye view, to look at things as they are in their totality. So it's just a real pure understanding here, if not specifically about yourself and only yourself. It'll be a complete understanding about you, your world, your place in the world, and all things involved with it, and maybe even including things like creation stories and stuff like that. So just a real higher development of awareness is what I would say here, with regard specifically to the spirit world, or you as a spiritual being in the material world. Here we have co-create. Well, no lie, right? We are co-creators. God is the co-creator. Life force energy is co-creation energy, but it needs us, right? Nothing is created through inertia, right? That's why it's hard for me not to believe in God now, because how are things created if like we can only do so much? And if you look at the average human, we're making lists, we're getting through things, we're getting through to-dos and who to impress and issues and problems, and everything just seems like a bit of a struggle, except we have to realize on some level here that, oh wait, now we can dream and we can set goals. And when we do these things, we're never alone. You are in process of co-creation. So remember this as well. If that has slipped your mind, or you don't think that you're supported here, you definitely are. If you needed a sign in order to move ahead with the co-creation project, feel this week that this is the time to do it, because you're definitely in the right frame of mind, spiritually speaking. And then you can get off this wire. We have a little, I don't know if you can see him there. There is a barn owl on a wire, right? This guy can fly whenever he wants, but he's sort of just sitting there. He's making up his mind. Which way do I go? Do I leave? Do I stay? But if you remember that you're the co-creator, you have everything you need to move ahead, you can do that at this time. You're very protected and you're in the right frame of mind as well. So let's just get one more card for you here. It's just, yeah, like I said at the beginning, this could be something other than spiritual, absolutely, right? Again, whatever's most prominent in your life, it could be travel, it could be business, and then you're applying this all, there's grace, and there's spirit, and there's action, and there's co-creation, absolutely. But I do feel, due to the cards and their placements, that you are developing spiritually, whether you're aware of it or not here. And on the other hand, if there is a higher level of spiritual awareness here, and that is what is most prominent to you this week, that you will absolutely be able to practice that this week. You'll feel and act and just see things differently this week. So, and it's due to your own practice, due to your own hand here. So really lovely to see for you. Let's just get one more card here. If I don't get a jumper, I will pull from the deck for you. We do. Answered prayer. Look at that. My dear Capricorn, 100%. If you felt like you were in the dark about something, if you felt like something wasn't pulling through, or you couldn't rely on God or your guardian angel, trust that you can this week, okay? You want to put your faith in a higher power. Remember that you're a co-creator of that. Keep your mind clear. Keep your eye on the prize. And trust that you're moving in the right direction to your highest consciousness and higher heart power. So that is your reading for the week. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. And if you're not already, you can subscribe to my channel. And if you really enjoyed the video, leave a like. That really helps me out too. So until I meet you in the next video, take excellent care. Bye for now.